So what's up, guys? I just got done editing a really weird, funny short. I think I was a little out of it last night. I was weird. That's okay though. It makes it funnier. I wonder what I would sound like if my nose wasn't stopped up all the time. Like, I've always had some like nasally issues. Like, it's really hard for me to breathe through my nose all the time, and like I never can breathe through both nostrils at once. I don't know if that's normal. I don't know if it's normal to breathe through only one nostril at a time, but like a lot of the times I have to mouth breathe because both are blocked. I don't know what the problem is. I also wonder if that's like been part of the reason why I've had so much trouble voice training. Could be. Don't know, maybe not. I'm thinking I probably should ask my doctor about it. Both nostrils to breathe, just confirmed. Yeah, maybe I'm the weird one. It's also been cold, so the likelihood of having both of them blocked is a little higher right now. Like right now I can kind of breathe through one. Yeah, the other one's just blocked. One is like half blocked, and like it's just more comfortable to breathe through my mouth right now. Like y'all probably noticed last night a lot of like whenever I would be breathing out, a little bit would come out of my nose. I'd be talking and it'd be like that. Y'all probably noticed that. Either that or you just blocked it out entirely. If I could breathe normally, that wouldn't be a problem. And I just wonder if there is a problem. If it's normal, I certainly don't like it. Because I feel out of breath a lot. It's like I don't breathe enough when it gets like this. I take a real deep breath, I feel fine for a little bit. Also, chat, I'm out of Monster. I have to go get Monster tomorrow. I drink it told. I mean, I guess I should be happy that it took me a week to drink a 12-pack, but in the same notion, I'm also out right now. Like, why couldn't I have lasted 8 days? That would have been nice. Something ain't right about that lemonade I just drank. I'm gonna munch an acid tablet to chase it. Fuck, I'm gonna sick if I don't. I'm also a little tired tonight. Not like exhausted tired, but like having trouble waking up kind of tired. Like after I sit down and did the math, I did sleep for 8 hours. But it's like if I wake up in the middle of the night, I don't know, the sleep just doesn't feel as good if I sleep all day. My preferred time zone or time slot to sleep is like, it's like 5 or 6 p.m. when it's just now getting dark to like 2 a.m. But if I sleep those hours, I can't stream these hours, right? Because I'd still be asleep right now. So to cope with that, I've just kind of never really tried to do anything about. Have y'all ever heard of something called non-24? Non-24, it's a circadian rhythm disorder, sort of. I don't know if I'd call it a disorder, but it's most people function off of a 24-hour day. I don't. My day is a little more variable. Sometimes I can force it to stay about 24 hours. Other times it's like 23 hours, but it's typically longer, not shorter. A lot of times it'll skew closer to 25 hours, and like over the course of 2 weeks for the past all of my life, my sleeping schedule has shifted. Like every 2 weeks I'd go from being awake during the day to being awake all night, and it's always felt normal. And it's really weird compared to what actually is considered normal, and it's really hard to hold down a proper schedule. It's like, imagine having that kind of shit while working a job. You don't have to imagine it, because I can just describe you. The last real job I had, I worked at a gas station. I was a gas station clerk. It was like, my responsibility was like graveyard shift. Sleep schedule, the fuck is that, right? You probably have something a little off kilter like I do as well, Jen. But yeah, I worked a gas station graveyard shift. It was like, I don't know, like 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., give or take, depending on the day. And like, that was perfect for me. I love being awake in those hours. It's quiet, I don't have to deal with a lot of people, and I didn't know I was autistic yet, so my aversion to people wasn't nearly as strong as it is now, because I hadn't been, exposed to a lot of people that make me feel uncomfortable. Well, over the course of that job, I did, and the years following, I did. And now, if I go into that kind of job, like, I get this sometimes when I just go into Walmart. I have had panic attacks in public, and like, this shit is debilitating. Like, it'll put you on your ass. If it's bad enough, you might have a heart attack. Thankfully, I've never had one of those. I have had moments where I'd have a panic attack that would just that would move into just like a shutdown, not a meltdown, a shutdown. Most of my autistic things are shutdowns. I don't really ever have a meltdown. That's not to say I never have a meltdown. I don't really have them, maybe like once a year on average. They were more common before my transition. But yeah, anyway, I was talking about non-24. So the gas station job that I worked was graveyard shift, but my sleeping schedule would still rotate around the clock. So every now and then I'd get to the point where I'd be getting off work and then I'd be wide awake for the entire day. The next 12 hours I'd be wide awake. Then I'd sleep for 2 or 3, come into work. That's not healthy. That's terrible. That ain't healthy. Don't recommend. It's bad. It really sucks if you can't help it. So I'd come into work like 10 p.m. dead ass tired, and straight up in the middle of the night I'd go into the back room. I'd sit with my back against the wall underneath the doorbell. Every time someone opened the front door, there was only one door. Or was there 2? No, there was 2 doors, but the other door was locked at night because the other door was Quiznos. Anyway, so the front door would open and that loud ass ding in the back would sound off, and I'd be sitting under it and I'd wake up because I was expecting that I'd have to wake up. I was prepared to wake up anytime that sound happened. So my brain's like, shit, time to wake up. And some nights I straight up slept more at work than at home. Now this might sound kind of bad, like Maya, did you ever get any work done? Every night I'd do everything that was expected of me. Every customer would get checked out. The floors would always be swept and mopped. The parking lot would always be picked up. What I mean by parking lot picked up is we were expected to go outside and pick up trash, put it in the trash can. And anytime that I needed to stock the cooler, I would stock the cooler. That was sometimes necessary. There was a guy that would stock the cooler, like do like the big stocking where the entire cooler would get stocked. But whenever something was running low, we would have to, fill it back up. It was mostly just the soda pop at the time. Energy drinks weren't as prevalent back then, but they did exist. Like Monster was still being sold at the time. Like I'm talking like 2011. I was a younger Maya, a younger, more energetic kind of. I didn't know I was depressed. I didn't know I was a girl. It was crazy time. But yeah, I would sometimes, because of non-24, I would sleep at work. And then a week later, I wouldn't be sleeping at work because my sleep schedule would flip. I did not technically get away with it. I did eventually get spoken to by my manager, but my manager was someone that I've known since I was a baby. Now, my manager wasn't a neighbor, but my manager was the mom of one of my school friends. And we'd known each other since we were tiny. Like I'm talking before kindergarten. This would have been like, I've known her since like 93, 94, something like that. Yeah, I'm old, by the way. I'm very old. But and she like kind of knew what was that things were wrong with me. And as long as I got the job done, it was okay. But eventually, drama started happening, and I told her I need her to find a replacement for me. So I worked until she replaced me, and then I've been virtually unemployed ever since. That was the first time that I ever realized that social anxiety was a problem for me. And I didn't even know what social anxiety was at the time. I just realized something was wrong, but I didn't look into it any further than that. So when I finally understood it, everything just like clicked, like it's like 3 years ago, 2021, like I started to understand all of this shit about autism, transgender, anxiety, depression, all of the mental disorder stuff. It like throughout my 20s, none of that existed to me. But when I turned 30 and I figured it all out, holy shit, the melting pot boiled over. And here I am, the very weird demon cat girl, to play Final Fantasy, and it's time to do roulette. So let's go. That was kind of a long-winded story, but how long did I end up yapping today? About as long as yesterday. Holy shit.